Jessica. Welcome to another Budget Freedom video. Today I wanted to show you my May budget and how I close it out. Closing it out basically means reviewing your budget at the end of the month and seeing if you stuck to your budget, if there were any issues that you had, and how you maybe want to resolve that in the coming month. So it's really important to do a closing out. I normally like to close my budget for the previous month on the same day that I set my new budget, because that way everything is fresh in your mind, and if you had any issues with going over on in a certain category, or you want to make any adjustments, it's nice and fresh in your head. And so once you close out the previous month, you just jump into making your new budget and you get it all laid out immediately and you don't forget anything. So that's my little tip on how I like to do my budgets. And I usually do that on the first or the second of the month, depending on how busy I am. But it would normally be the first weekend of the month, unless I have time to do it the weekend. So it's either the first weekend of the month or the last weekend of the month. So I'll either try to do it a week ahead, or I'll do it 1 week, the first week of the month, the weekend. Because I work and I have like 1,000 things to do, so it's not going to happen. All right, so here is my beautiful May budget. May, well, it's not so pretty when you get into it. So I need my May budget and I need my expense tracker for the month, okay? I'm going to go ahead and turn the video down so that you can see exactly what I've done and how I've done it. And then you'll just hear my voice, but you'll see my face later. I hope that that's okay. All right, let's get this nice and close here so that you can get a really good view. Okay. I hope that's good for everybody. So this is my expense tracker. Now your expense tracker is basically where you write down all your spending for the month. Okay, so every time I would spend something, whether it was on a debit card or whether it was in cash, or even if you shouldn't be using credit cards, but if you have a credit card and you're using them, if you did that, basically anywhere that you're spending money, you should write it down on your expense tracker for the month, so that you have all the expenses that you spent for the month in one place. So at the end of the month, you come through with your highlighter like I have done, and you highlight the different categories so that you can add them up and get a category total, okay? So the green highlighter here was all my trips for, I have a neck problem and I have to go for some treatments in another city. So it's the petrol and then what I actually have to pay the doctor for the visits. So I kind of call it my therapy category, basically. I call it Varna. So the green are all those transactions, all those expenses. And as you can see, I highlighted up all the green ones, and my total for the month spent there was $387.99. Then I'll go to the next one. The next one is my pink category. The pink highlighter represents like household and other miscellaneous expenses. I used to go really detail into categorizing my expenses, but to be honest, once you become better at budgeting and you know, like you're keeping track of your expenses better every month, you don't have to break it down as much. In the beginning, I was breaking it down a lot because I really wanted to know where I was going wrong or where I could spend better, spend less, whatever it is, or if I needed to budget more for something that just I was budgeting too little, basically. All right, so some people would break this down even more into clothing and into let's say only household items and something else that I maybe like once, but I don't need that kind of detail at this point. I just use it's household / other stuff. So it's basically stuff that's not usually on my budget. It's what you call sinking funds. But it's things that just had to be bought throughout the month, either for my kids, for the house, or something else. So I had to buy my daughter shoes here. That was an unexpected expense. Although I guess I should have expected it. The kids are always running out of shoes. Jumbo. It's like Walmart. We went and bought. I had to buy some activities for the kids, art supplies, things like that. Their school fees are here. Actually, the school fees I do have on a separate line here. I see that. So that I highlighted it wrong, but that's okay. Then I bought an ice cream maker on sale because it's summer and the kids want to make ice cream, and it was a really good deal, so why not? Some subscription that I have for a course that I'm doing. I bought a new printer, a desk. I bought some desk organizers. We bought some sticks for the garden. We're making our little garden, so I needed some dowel sticks basically to make like a little fence around it. And then also we had to buy soil for that. And then some Facebook ads that I ran. I had to buy some gauze for my dog because he got hurt and I had to fix him. My son needed shoes. I had to order new filters for my oven. And then we have 2 bank fees there. So you see how it's all kind of just really miscellaneous stuff that doesn't need, I want a car wash. It doesn't need its own category, because I'm not doing these things every single month. I'm not buying shoes every month. I'm not buying garden stuff every month. I'm not buying an ice cream maker every month or filters for the oven or, desk organizers. It's all random stuff. So I dump it all in one category so that I know that is stuff that's not a normal expense for us on a monthly basis. Okay, then let's move on to the next one, which is the purple highlighted lines. This was all the dog expenses this month because we got a new puppy. You probably heard me talking about it. We got a new king horse, Xena. She's such a bundle of joy. She was kind of a rescue. She was not lost. She was from a lady who had the puppies, and because of COVID, she wasn't able to get rid of them, and she basically just told us, please, if you can, take this puppy because she has already 6 dogs and she really couldn't handle it. So we wanted to get a second guard dog anyway, and we fell in love with her, so we took her completely unbudgeted, unprepared for. And the worst part is she attacked my other dog, my Labrador. Well, not attacked him, but she's biting on his neck. She's teething and she's like playing with him. But the problem is all the little bites on its neck, you got a bacterial infection. So then we had to do a whole treatment. We're still doing the treatment actually with the vet. So it just really, that's why I wrote in my post, my new little puppy, as beautiful and awesome as she is, she just took my budget and just chewed it up and left scraps everywhere last month. She's just destroyed my budget. But that's okay. That's life, guys. We got to be happy and we got to get joy out of life and we have to live life. And I that's what I believe. I believe, yes, you make a budget so that you have a goal and you stick to it 99% of the time, but there are going to be months when, it's going to become absolute, you're not going to recognize your budget by the end of the month. The budget you made at the end of the first of the month won't recognize the budget you made at the end of the month. But that's okay as long as you stick to your budget 90% of the time, because if you bounce back really quick and the next month you fix everything, you get back on track, you can overcome those little blimps, and still live life and still have some enjoyment. I know that there are people that won't agree with me on that say no, it's got to be every month exactly the same and you got to stick to every penny and count every dollar and don't ever, color outside the line, as they say. But I'm a huge coloring outside of the line kind of person. I make new lines and I get inside those lines. And I think that's what we all need to do, because this is life, guys. It's very easy to write something down on paper and just say 1 + 1 needs to equal 2, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it equals 3, guys, or sometimes it equals -1, and that's the way it is. So, all right, rant over. Okay, so all my dog stuff, guys, please don't scream, added up to $1,045.53 last month, which is way over budget. I budget $150 a month for my dogs, so that was terrible, really horrible. Okay. That's why we have savings and we have emergency funds, because it was kind of an emergency when my dog got that infection. We were going to the vet every single day and he needed antibiotics and he had to be treated every day. So to save his life, we had to do that because it was a very serious bacterial infection. And it cost us, but at the end of the day, nobody did it on purpose. It's just something that happened. He's super healthy the rest of the time, and he's doing a lot better now. So that's why you have an emergency fund and a savings fund, so that you can pay for things like that cash. And even though it chews up your budget, it makes it look horrible, it makes you feel like you're failing, you're not, and everything is okay, and you just got to move forward. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do then is the food. So all the yellow ones are food. And again, I only go shopping for food twice a month. I do 2 big hauls, and then I go for vegetables and fruits every week. So there's not a whole lot here because it's 2 big chunks really. So food. Okay, so my food for the month was $1,276.59. The dog total was $145.53. My Varna, the therapy, the green, was $387.99. The pink, the extra house stuff, which again also is way off budget, but anyway, was $655.63, and I normally budget $200 for that, so that was quite a bit over. My vitamins were $781.13. I did do a post about this. I ordered extra vitamins and I had money in my envelope for the vitamins, so I went over budget technically within the month for the vitamins, but I did have money in my vitamin envelope. So I just went ahead and took that money and bought the vitamins in bulk so that I could save on postage. Our electricity was here, our loan. We ordered meat this month. We ordered meat from a local farm, from a co-op. So that was $373. And then my kids' school fees, which I told you I accidentally put here, was $89.96. So my total expenses for the month were $5,283.26 lev. This is lev, guys. If you're watching this, you're probably in dollars or euros. We are in Europe, but I'm in Bulgaria, and they still use lev right now. They're going to be switching over to euro next year, probably. They were supposed to do it this year, but then with COVID, they put it off. So these numbers might look really big to you, but it's about 2 lev to $1. So this is about $2,400 then. It's not as crazy as it sounds. I don't have a big budget, guys. It looks so much prettier in lev. It looks like I have a lot of money, but I don't. So this was my original May budget. So at the beginning of the month, from my bookkeeping services, I usually make about 1,485 lev. From my husband, he normally makes about 4,800. So our total for May, our budget does vary from month to month because my husband and we don't make exactly the same amount of money every month because we have an e-commerce business, so he sells, and sometimes sales are more, sometimes sales are less. So it depends. That varies how much we can take out, and then also sometimes I'll do more hours or less hours, and so mine will change. I'm normally earning about 1.6, but it's a lot less because of COVID now. So we had 6,300 lev, which again is about $3,100 for the month. My freedom number, I have this on all my budgets, just to tell you quickly, and I say, think how you can make this happen. So your freedom number is the number that you need to be earning every single month to be able to pay all your bills, accomplish all your savings goals, pay off the debt that you want to pay off, and basically be financially free and happy. Okay, so my freedom number is 6,100, and this month we made 6,300. So I put a little tick next to my freedom number this month because yay, we actually had $200 extra on top of that. Okay, my total money saved this month, 0. We got a new dog. She ate all our savings this month. It was horrible. Okay, total debt paid down this month, a seed box 1. We got a new dog. She ate it all. We don't have any debt except our mortgage, so we're on baby step 5 or 6. 6 really. Well, we're kind of 5 and 6 because I do have my mortgage and I'm still saving for my fully funded emergency fund. So we're on 5, 6. So we don't, but I do like to pay my mortgage down every month, which normally would go here in my debt paid down column, but like I said, my dog ate it this month. She literally ate my money. Okay, so we'll just quickly go through the May budget so you can have an idea of maybe I should turn this around for you so that you have an idea of, now let's keep it this way so it's uniform with the video. Sorry guys, I'm working this out as well. Give you an idea of what I usually budget and what my actual amount was and how I work it all out. Okay, so at the beginning of the month, basically these columns were not filled in. They were blank, okay? And I just listed all my bills and my budgeted amount for them. And at the time, my bills added up to $5,399.67 leva. and my income was going to be 6,300. Okay, so my mortgage is 930. My BNP mortgage, well, it's my second mortgage basically. We have two mortgages. The one is for closing costs and stuff, and the other one is for the house. So that one's 462. Then we have our life insurance, our medical insurance, our yearly savings. Now, our yearly savings, I've talked about this before, but just to give you a quick reminder, that is all the yearly bills that we have to pay: house insurance, car insurance, road tax, TV licenses, dog license, dog taxes that I have to do, all that kind of stuff. You can check out my other video on yearly bills if you want to see that. And basically, we add up all the yearly bills that we have to pay, get our total amount, divide it by 12, and then that amount you save every single month, so that when those bills come up, you just pay them and you don't worry, you don't stress, and it doesn't mess up your budget. So that's my budget line for my yearly savings. Then, guys, laugh here. Here's my vet budget, 100 last month, and we ended up going way off of that. So it was 100 for the vet and 130 for the dog. So in total, I budgeted 230 for my dogs, and we ended up spending 1,045. So we went over budget, 815 left there. Oh, my word, but anyway. Okay, Varna is, again, my therapy. For the house, I budgeted 200. For meat, 500. Kids' school, 90. Electricity, water, vitamins, savings, tithes. I like to give money. I give to my dad. He's doesn't have an income. He's a pensioner, so I give to him every month a little bit. We all do, me and my sisters. The internet. This is like personal stuff that we order. I order for the house, organic shampoos, soaps, laundry detergents, things like that, and olive oil. Yeah, guys, I'm an organic freak. I like healthy stuff. Our food budget, and the phone budget. Okay, so let's quickly look at our amount that we budgeted versus our actual. So the mortgage was right on, no difference. Mortgage again, life insurance was right on, medical insurance was right on, yearly savings was right on, and then everything went bad. Okay, and then the vet and the dogs, again, I budgeted 230. We spent 1,045.53, so we were minus 815.53 there. For Varna, I budgeted 200, and we ended up spending 387.99. What happened there was I had to go for an extra treatment that it wasn't budgeted, but it was pretty urgent, so that threw out my budget by 187.99. Then for the house, like miscellaneous and other stuff, I budgeted 200. And there we spent 655 as well. So there we also went way over budget at 455. The meats, I budgeted 500, but we only spent 373. So there we actually saved 127, which went to kind of canceling out some of this junk up here. The kids' school was 90. I budgeted. It was the actual conversion because I rounded up to 90 because it's on a conversion exchange rate, so it's not always the same. So it ended up being 89.96. So we scored 4 cents there. Okay, the electricity I budgeted 150. I didn't write it down here because when I did the budget, the electricity hadn't come out yet. I got it the other day. It was 130 though, so we actually scored 20 bucks there. Okay, the water was 55. I budgeted 55. Sorry, it was actually 49.54. So we saved 5.46 there. My vitamins, I budgeted 500. Again, like I mentioned, I ordered extra vitamins to save on postage by ordering for 2 months. So I actually spent 781, so I went over 281 there. But that money I did have in a cash envelope for vitamins, so it didn't actually come out of my 6.3 for this month. The savings, I always put 100 into savings every month. That, no difference. The tithes, no difference. Internet, no difference. The olive oil and Zoya, this 150, I ended up needing to order it this month, so we actually scored an extra 150 there as well. My food budget was $13.50. We only spent $12.76.59, so we saved $73.41 there. My phone bill was $13, and my husband's mother went over budget, so she used too many minutes, so it ended up being $26, so that was minus $13. So overall, I went over $1,547.45. That's what I spent more than what was budgeted. Okay, but my bills were actually less than my income. So at the end of the day, when I added up all my bills and I minused the actual amount of money from my income, which was $6,300, because The actual that I spent was only $5,399.67. So when I minus that out, I actually got to a negative balance of $347.04. Sorry, I messed that up, guys. I explained that to you wrong. I thought I was getting confused here. Okay, so my original budgeted bills was $5,399.67. So you see, I was supposed to actually be able to save like $99 this month. No more, sorry. I was supposed to be able to save like $1,099 this month. Okay, extra to be able to put towards my debt, but because of my beautiful dog. So I was supposed to be able to save $1,099, but I actually overspent $1,500. So if you work out the difference there, you'll get a minus $347.04. So my actual bills that I spent was $6,647.11.04. So if you take $6,647.11.04 minus the 6,300 income that we got, then you'll get your negative balance of $347.04. Okay, so even though I had budgeted these expenses and even though I overspent because of where we saved money and because of the extra $1,099 that I should have had on top here that I didn't budget, I was going to just take it and put it towards paying off my mortgage at the end of the month. I actually was only minus $347 instead of the $1,547. Okay, and this is really important. This is why I don't like to always budget down to exactly zero, because things happen. So I wrote down my expenses. I saw that I had extra money, but instead of writing a line here saying put an extra 1,000 whatever to my mortgage, I just kind of left it alone, because with COVID and with everything happening this month, I didn't allow myself to go out and spend on unnecessary things. But when the things happened, like with my dogs and with the house needing to buy extra stuff, I knew that I had that money, so I was okay to go ahead and spend it. And it didn't put me in debt. It didn't wipe out my emergency savings fund. I didn't have to use a credit card or anything like that. At the end of the day, that $347, I have it in cash in my savings. Just take it out, clear it out, and start fresh for June. So I hope that this is a good example. I hope it wasn't too long for you. I hope that this is a good example of how your budget can really get messed up sometimes. And if you're saving and you have an emergency fund and you have savings on the side and you know your numbers, how you can actually manage those months and come out looking not so bad at the end of the day. I think minus 347 is not that bad considering all that happened in May. Obviously, you don't want that to be a normal thing at all, because the extra $1,099 that I needed to put towards I could have put towards my mortgage. That's huge. I mean, I want to do that. But at the same time, I don't regret getting my puppy. I don't regret, buying stuff for my kids and my family and just living life and being balanced and enjoying things, So, again, balance to everything. That's what I always say to everything is balance. You don't want to make it a habit on a monthly basis, because then when you add it up, that could be $12,000 in a year. That's big money, guys. Okay, $1,000 is big money, but you need to weigh the pros and cons. Okay, not getting the puppy, not saving a puppy that needed help, not adding another family member to our family, not buying my kids the activities and the shoes that they need, and getting them an ice cream maker and things like that. Would we be just as happy if I didn't get that for them? Probably. We wouldn't die. There wouldn't be anything horrible with us, but does it really hurt spending a little bit of extra money? And my kids have been so over the moon trying all the different ice cream recipes they're making. They're not asking to go out as much because they can do it here, which is great, especially with COVID now. And we're spending less because when you don't go out. When you go out and you buy ice cream, it's like $4 or $5 for each person. Here, it's costing me $5 for them to make whatever ice cream they want. So I'm saving a lot of money in the long run. It's much cheaper. And also time and gas going to get the ice cream and coming back. It's a lot better in the long run to just let them do it at home. And then as far as the dog goes, she's going to grow up to be this beautiful guard dog that's going to protect our family, which we need, living out. I think everybody anywhere in the world if you have a house and a detached house, you need protection, you need security. We don't have an alarm system or something like that. So my dogs are my guarding system. So I think that in the long run, that's also going to pay off. And yeah, what else did I mess up on? Vitamins I went over, but that was budgeted, so that's okay. And then my therapy, that had to be done, because if I didn't get that done, then I'd probably just be laying here right now in pain and not even be able to make this video. So I hope that helped you out, show you real life, guys, what happens sometimes, and encourage you to move forward. I'm going to do the June budget video next, so check it out in a little bit. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.